welcome to another video, another tarot reading video. So we are going to go over the general energies for the entire month of January in 2023. Before we actually get started, I just wanted to mention some important dates that will be coming up in January that will kind of influence the overall energy. So first we're going to be having a full moon in Cancer on January 6th, which at the time of this video is only a few days away. So the sign of Cancer is really about motherhood, our emotions, and finding strength within our emotions. So that may be one of the influencing energies at this time. But then later in the month, we'll get a new moon in Aquarius, which is the sign of innovation and creativity and detachment. So those are going to be the two important dates to kind of look out for. But otherwise, let's get into the reading. Alrighty, hi Leos, my amazing, lovely alliance. You guys are one of my favorite fire signs. This reading is going to be for you for the entire month of July. We'll just be covering over some general energies, and in front of me I have the oracle decks that I will be using. So I have the literary, which is oracle, and then I have the crystals deck. And we'll also be pulling tarot cards. So we'll be pulling your recent past, your present, and then your nearest future, as well as how are you feeling internally. And I'll be taking the card at the bottom of each of the decks to form an advice pile for you. So yeah, let's get started. I will put the crystal deck over to the side, and we'll do the letter, which is first. So what are the general energies for Leo? These two wanted to fly out together, so I'll take them. Okay. What are the general energies for Leo? January. So those two will be, these will be your oracle cards. I'll put these aside for now, and we'll have a look at them later. And now I'll pull the tarot cards next. So we'll be using the Tarot of the Divine for your most recent past. So what is the past? Put this over here. What is present? Leo. This one. It's okay, we got it. What is the future? Interesting. Interesting energies. What I'm feeling. Okay, so we'll pull on the inside, so how you're feeling internally. Leos. Okay, well, these two cards wanted to come out as one, so instead of the 3, we'll have 4 that make up your internal emotions at the moment. And we will pull the bottom of each of these decks to form your advice pile. So I'll do that by the order which decks. So okay, so this is your advice pile. I'll move these over to the side. Mostly because I can't fit all the cards on the screen, so I will just go over your past, present, and future first. And then we'll go over how you're feeling internally, your advice, and then the overall energies that you are experiencing. So I'll put these over to the side. Oops. Mr. Crystal over there. Okay. So your first card for your most recent past is the Strength card, which is Leo energy. it's the Leo card in the tarot deck. And then you have the Six of Swords. It came up in reverse, but we don't take reversals here, so we'll just flip it back up. And then last but not least, we have the Star, which also came in reverse, but we won't take it as such. So we'll leave it like this. And then in your present, and I'll make a note that some of the present cards stuck to the cards of your feelings, so your feelings might be deeply entwined within the present. And what do I mean by that? Well, sometimes we could get fixated on things that happened in the past or worrying about what happens in the future, but it seems like your feelings or your thoughts are really concerned on the present moment, which I would say is good for the most part. So your first card in the present is the Ace of Swords. Then you have the Devil in reverse, but we don't take reversals. So you have the Devil. And then you have the Five of Wands in reverse, but we don't take reversals. So a lot of your cards have come out in reverse. And the reason why I mention that is because some people who do watch tarot videos like to do their own, and so they take, everybody takes their own different meanings from the video. So if that seems like something important to you, then I just want to mention it. Just whatever helps you the best. Okay, so now we have your near future. So for your near future, you have the World card. And I'll shift these down a bit because these cards are rather big. And then next in your near future, you have the Ace of Wands. And then for your final future card, you have the Eight of Swords. Okay. So I'm definitely feeling, at least like when I look at your past, there was a problem that you had to move away from. It was something that you had to muster up your strength and do. So this wasn't like an easy choice, but at the end of the day, you knew that in order to get to your dreams or your wishes, you just had to do it. And so this could be, quitting a job and taking on a completely different job, or it could be starting a new hobby, or finally getting started on something that you've been thinking about doing, or even it could even be moving away from a relationship that you've been in for a while that you felt comfortable in but knew you had to move on in order to find what you wanted. And so in the present, you're cutting out with this Ace of Swords, which is typically known as Archangel Michael's sword of truth. You're living your truth. You're cutting out all the things that don't serve you, and doing the things that are gonna bring you happiness. But the thing is there's some sort of lingering toxicity that's hanging around, and I don't know, maybe it's just like, for example, if you were in a relationship, maybe it's this person coming back and saying, hey, like, I still want to make this work, I still want to do this with you, I still want to move forward. Or if it's your job, maybe they're saying, hey, like, you're such a good worker, like, we want you to come back, we want to keep you within your comfort zone. So basically it seems like there are forces that are trying to pull you back into where you have been all this time and not allowing you to move forward, and you're just saying no, like, that's not good enough for me. So you're fighting all these different negative thoughts that are coming from these different directions, like, maybe I should have stayed, maybe I shouldn't have done that. But you're maintaining your strength in that what you chose was the right thing. And so if you look in the future, you see the Ace of Wands, which is basically an entirely new beginning, a new opportunity, something that gets you passionate, something that's exciting, and you see the world. And generally, I take the world as like divine timing in a sense, because I know necessarily the Wheel of Fortune is considered divine timing, but the energy that's coming off of this is that, like, you will be given the opportunity when you are meant for it. You'll be given the world, the things that you're looking for, but you have to let go of these lingering anxieties caused by this Eight of Swords, which may signal that because you are making such a big change, or I mean, big or small change is change, and no matter the size of it, it causes a sense of nervousness, because for our own survival, we've adapted to comfort, and we have to learn to move out of our comfort zones in order to make ourselves happy. But it's difficult because our mind functions as our ego. It says no, like, we need to stay in the stable job that we have always been because that's the safest place. And in hindsight, in the past, when we were hunter and gatherers, doing the same thing, might have saved our lives, but now it's a completely different landscape. And so those plaguing thoughts are really what's holding you back from this new opportunity, this wish fulfillment that you're looking for. And it's important to note too that in the Eight of Swords, the woman can free herself at any moment from her restraints. There are swords all around her that she can use to cut open the piece of rope that's binding her wrists, and she can easily step out of the swords because they're widely spaced apart. So she's confining herself to this misery that she's experiencing, and that's really what I'm feeling is you're trying to persevere through it, but there are also still things that you need to sort out before you can fully move forward and be happy. So yeah, I don't feel any other messages coming out from these piles. So I will clear the table and put down what you're feeling internally, your advice, and then the general energies from the oracles. Okay, Leo, so you were an interesting pile. If you watched me prepare each of the piles, you'll notice that there's one extra here that came out attached to this one. So let's have a look at what you are currently feeling right now. So you have the star again, but in reverse this time. But we'll flip it back up. So you have the star, and then you have the Four of Swords in reverse again, but flip it up. The Queen of Swords, and then the Four of Cups. Okay. So I think that there's no coincidence that the star came up twice within your reading. The star represents our hopes and our dreams, and maybe because of those lingering negative thoughts towards the situation, the person, the job that you've moved on from, it's inhibiting your ability to really act on your hopes and your dreams. And because of all the stressful times that you've been through, you might be taking this moment to rest and recover, which is very good. I think we all need to rest and recover. Actually, wintertime is supposed to be a time of hibernation. It's not necessarily supposed to be the time of actually going out and doing things like with New Year's resolutions and stuff. That just is what goes against nature. So that might be what you're doing. You're hibernating, you're just taking your time. But you're also, like I said earlier, with the Ace of Swords, Archangel Michael's Sword of Truth, you're cutting out all the bullshit. The Queen of Swords does not deal with any bullshit at all. She's a queen. She knows exactly what she wants. She knows exactly what she needs to do. She knows exactly what to say. And so you are detaching yourself from this situation of sorts so that it doesn't affect you in the things that you have to do to take care of yourself. But also by not recognizing some of those parts that you do need to recognize, or maybe detaching from things that you do need to face, you are ignoring the opportunity for growth over here. So you may be feeling kind of bored, kind of just like listless, or listless. There's just a sense of boredom from here, or maybe you're just trying to figure out what's going on next and you don't know, and so you're kind of trapped in this weird limbo situation. So that's what I'm feeling from these cards of what's going on in your internal world. Let's have a look at your advice. So we have your advice cards here. The first advice card is the Five of Wands, which we saw in your tarot card reading from before. So definitely some sort of conflict, some sort of fighting, maybe some sort of jealousy. Maybe people are jealous that you're doing what you have to do, that you're being so truthful. And then second, you have the star again, and I feel like it is no coincidence that the star is lining up with the star up here as we are laying our cards out. So definitely something to keep in mind. Your hopes and dreams are definitely in play here, and are something that's like really occupying your mind. And then we have the Five of Wands again. So definitely the two major cards that are popping out of this entire reading are the Five of Wands and the Star. And then let's take a look at the last card. So last but not least, we have the Knight of Cups. Okay. So with the Knight of Cups here, I'm sensing some sort of emotional fulfillment. So there is a lot of conflict going on right now, but it's necessary conflict, if that makes sense. So life can't always be rose-colored glasses. Everything's good and fine within life. You need to have conflicts and challenges in order to grow. And so the advice that the cards, the universe, God, spirit are giving you is that you will grow from whatever this conflict is, and it will help you go towards your dreams, and will allow you to reach emotional fulfillment. So for example, maybe in terms of a relationship, you fight a lot within this relationship, and you get tired of it, you detach from it, you say, this is not what I want in my life. I want a partner who's able to communicate. I don't want a partner who's going to yell at me, who's going to berate me, who's going to make me feel lesser than, so I am going to leave, and I'm going to cut that out of my life. And by doing that, you heal from any traumas that you have been experiencing, but you also bring emotional fulfillment to yourself. You know exactly what you're looking for in the next relationship. So this could be happening in not only just a relationship, but like in a job. You know exactly what kind of emotional fulfillment that you need in your next job that brings you passion, that brings you joy. Or it could just be maybe like a family situation, like you don't want your family to be constantly fighting, or you don't like the way that they behave in a certain way. So now you know in the future that this is how you want to raise a family. If you so choose, and family doesn't have to be, hey, I pop out a kid, that's my family. No, there are people in the world that are your chosen family that you're not even related to. So that could be it as well. Your chosen family, your friendships, the people who are close to you. So that's what I'm feeling off of the advice. So we'll shift these cards over so we can make room for the oracle cards that we pulled earlier. So we have the Literary Witches, and the first card is the Snail. So notice how it touched the Four of Swords. So definitely resting, definitely feeling slow. You know how like a snail goes into its shell? That's definitely the feeling that I'm getting from these two cards, the connection between the two. And then for your second card, you have Elixir, which I don't think it is a coincidence either that it's falling right underneath the Four of Cups. You see the cup over here and then the cup over here. And then we will do your crystals. So for your first crystal, we have Malcolite, which is pain relief, transformation, vision, and powerful protection. So I'll put this guy over here. And sorry, I'm going to move my mic over a little bit so it doesn't get in the way. And then lastly, we have golden sheen or gold sheen obsidian, which is personal power, spiritual manifestation, earth healing, and new experiences. So definitely growing into your personal power here, Leo. So I will read the entry for the snail and the elixir from the literary witches deck. So first we will look at the snail, which means taking your time, the sacred fragility. And then if we look at elixir, we find health, toxicity, attending. So yeah, I think these two cards, in addition with the malachite and the gold sheen obsidian, just kind of confirm what I have been talking about. You're really taking this moment to take your time and think about the things that you want in order to reach emotional fulfillment. And I want you to notice, before I mentioned the cup over here in the Four of Cups and the cup in the elixir card, but also looking at the cup that the Knight of Cups holds. So this is the cup that you may not recognize at the moment, that you may not feel emotionally fulfilled, but that cup is coming. You just need to work on it and be able to fight through all of the forces that may seem like they're battling against you right now. But know that these forces are doing it for your own growth, to fulfill your own hopes and dreams. And that's helping you transform into a better person. Okay, I don't feel like there are any other additional messages. So with that, that concludes your reading, Leo. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you were able to take something that resonated with you. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. And I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye.